This is the Pimax Crystal VR headset, and anyone who regularly follows my channel knows that this isn't the typical product I review. However, when Pimax reached out several months ago wanting to know if I wanted to check this out, I figured it's been several years since I've raced in VR and would be interested in seeing how the technology has advanced. Packed with loads of technical features and stuff that I frankly don't really specialize in, this review will be different from most in the sense that I'll be talking about it solely in the context of sim racing, going over the good, the bad, and whether it's any good for this specific application. So for far more information regarding the controllers, the software, installation, etc., I definitely recommend watching other reviews to get a more well-rounded understanding of everything offered by this headset, far more than just sitting down with it with a wheel in front of you. Looking for great deals on sim racing hardware? Make sure to check out simspots.com, where all of the best deals on sim racing, PC, and gaming peripherals are posted daily. Literally, the site is completely free to use, free of ads, and just lets you know of discounted sim racing hardware for you to save some cash. Get into sim racing or upgrade your gear today at simspots.com. Starting off, the installation of this headset was straightforward, and using Steam VR, launching everything up in Assetto Corsa took no more than a few minutes, and immediately I remembered how cool sim racing in VR really is. However, as opposed to my previous VR experiences with headsets far older than this, the Pimax Crystal simply brought it to another level, and that's because of two main reasons, one being the extremely high resolution and the second being this headset's fast refresh rate, two things that are extremely critical, especially for sim racing. You see, with a per-eye resolution of 2880 by 2880 or 5760 by 2880 in total, no matter how hard I tried to focus on any one spot to notice any sort of pixels, I really couldn't. It came to the point where any blurriness seen in-game was a result of limitations from Assetto Corsa rather than the hardware limitations of the headset itself. Coming from previously using an HTC Vive Pro and HP Reverb, this is where the Pimax Crystal seriously excelled. Seeing the reflections, sun glares, and other details with no sort of low resolution ruining the immersion was extremely impressive. Moreover, this headset can give out up to a 120Hz refresh rate, allowing for a buttery smooth on-track sensation with limited blurriness when blasting down the track. The difference in refresh rate was made especially noticeable when focusing on small things like light poles and on-track banners, which would look less jittery when flying by. Similarly, I also found that it somewhat limited motion sickness as it provided a more realistic and smooth experience. As opposed to my HTC Vive Pro, which required external base station cameras to keep track of the headset's motion, the Pimax Crystal has them all integrated into the headset itself. This not only makes it far more convenient and easy to use, but it also allowed for a completely uninterrupted driving experience, as my seat or sim rig could never interfere with any type of signal. Now, of course, everything I've said about this headset has been quite positive so far, and that's because the in-game performance has been simply stunning. However, there are a few things that I didn't quite like, and those of which are very much worth going over. For starters, this headset is significantly front heavy, and after about 45 minutes to an hour of straight use, I would begin to notice some strain on my neck and I would feel the need to take a break. This of course will vary for everyone, but that's around the time that I begin to feel discomfort, also on my eyes. Similarly, as I've complained about in the past, during very intense race situations when you begin to get hot and sweaty, having this strapped onto your face won't be any help, and it is something worth considering. Another thing I did not like about the Pimax Crystal was the need to use external batteries to power the headset. Although 2 come included along with a charging dock, this will of course be an added hassle as you'll need to keep an eye out for battery life, something I haven't been used to doing. Of course, it is also worth noting the price of this headset, that without controllers retails for $1,450 or $1,600 with the Pimax controllers. This is undoubtedly a massive price point and without a doubt something worth keeping in mind. All in all though, you certainly are getting what you pay for. Out on track, both the clarity, FOV, and speed of this headset has been exceptional, and it's for that reason that throughout the last few months that I've been using it, I've found myself enjoying my time with this far more than with my triple screens. Of course, in that sense, there are a ton of pros and cons when it comes to triples versus VR, and I'll be making a separate video soon talking about just that. Overall, the Pimax Crystal VR headset is an extremely impressive bit of gear and is an easy recommendation for sim racers looking for the ultimate in-game immersion. Though this review is far from the most detailed when it comes to technical specifications and true gaming performance of this hardware, what I can say is that specific for sim racing applications, it undoubtedly excels. So as always, let me know your thoughts on this product down in the comments, and with all that said, thank you all for watching, stay safe, and have a fantastic rest of your day.